Good morning. Do you have your cup of tea? Then let's just start by finding a comfy place. Whether you're sitting down or whatever you're doing right now. And let your attention focus on your fingers and feel the warmth of the teacup in your hands. As you take a deep breath, you can focus on the smell of your tea and the warmth of the steam as it goes into your nose and down your throat. And when you're ready, you can take a sip of your tea and feel the flavor spread across your tongue. Feel the warmth in your mouth and down your throat into your belly. These meditation times are so important, especially now, because right now there's a lot to think about, and most of it is kind of grim. And it's really easy for our minds to get spun up about what's going on and focused on our fears that things might be the worst case. Focused on our fears that we may not have what we need. When we are in that place, then we're reacting. But if we can take a moment to find calm, to bring all of our focus to one place, our teacup, then we can start to make some decisions about how we want to think about what's happening and how we want to respond to that. Instead of feeling fear that there may not be enough of what we need, we can make choices about how we want to be members of our community, how we want to support the people that we love, how we want to share what we have so that everyone can come through this instead of only some. There are so many terrible situations. You can take a moment and think about any terrible situation you like. Any situation you ever saw in a movie or read about in a history book. And people lived through those. Well, at least the ones in history, maybe not the ones in movies, depending on which movie. And they had to make choices about how they would respond. If our minds are frantic with fear and doubt, then the choices that we make about how we respond won't be grounded in compassion. They'll be grounded in our fear. But if we can take even a moment, even in a hard, scary situation, to find a little bit of calm, and we can realize that even though we can't control the situation, we can control our response. We can control our behavior. We can decide who we want to be in this time. And in order to be able to do that effectively, we need to practice. So we can come back to our teacup every time that we feel our attention wander. And we can feel the warmth in our fingers again feel the weight of the teacup in our hands. We can smell our tea again. Smell the aroma. And feel the warmth of the steam. We can taste our tea and focus on the flavor as it moves across our tongue and on the warmth in our mouth. And every time that fear and worry and doubt creeps into our mind, that's okay. That's natural. You're not bad because it creeps into your mind. You didn't fail because of that. It's impossible to keep those things from coming into your mind. We're human. But as they come into your mind, we can choose how we face them. We can let them take over our thoughts and spin us up into panic. Or we can say, just a moment, I'll be with you when I've finished my cup of tea. And we can focus right here for a few moments so that when we do need to face those things, we can choose how we want to approach them. We can choose who we want to be in the face of the things that we're afraid of. We can even let the plants help us with that. We can choose plants for our tea time meditations that will help us get into the headspace of the thing that we want to present to the world. We could choose chamomile to help us find calm and project calm and compassion for others. We could choose peppermint or rosemary to boost our creative energy and help us to move from a sluggish place of anxiousness into a creative place of problem solving. We could choose elderflower to help us to release the things that we are afraid of and release the feelings of worry and anxiousness. Or even Tulsi to help us find a smile, to help us find a way that we can face what we have to face, at least with a smile. So as you finish your cup of tea, just keep bringing your focus back. Every time that you find yourself interrupted by thoughts, just bring your focus back to the warmth of the teacup on your fingers, the weight in your hands, and the smell of the tea as you take a deep breath, and the warmth and the flavor in your mouth. And I'll see you tomorrow with another cup of tea.